Hi, I'm Chef Raphael, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to do, this is the first time I'm actually doing a live YouTube video. And as I'm waiting for people to join the session, this video is about rice. I'm showing you how to choose what rice to buy. I figured let me do this video because I've been doing a series of videos using this brand of rice. It's a Pishori rice. On my YouTube channel, and a few questions were asked and on YouTube, but so many other questions I get asked whenever I'm on Facebook. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and also the bell button. There's a bell button also that will get you notified whenever I have a new video out. That is very important because when you get an email, you either get an email or a notifications on your phone that I have a new video out. And I have so many recipes about cooking, baking, and I'm all about bringing cooking back, which is basically simplifying the art of cooking. Now, this video is not supposed to be long, but if you have any question, if you're watching right now live, or even as a recording, put them on the comment section and I'll get back to you. But today, like I said, I'm talking about rice. Now, I have with me here, I would say three different types of rice, and then there's two white rice, and there's parboiled, and there's brown rice. Now we'll start with the brown rice. Now let's tell you when you're going to buy. You're going to a supermarket. Right now it's actually March 2020 when I'm doing this video, and there's a lot of panic buying because of the coronavirus worldwide. And probably you are wondering, and maybe people are stocking up with dry food, rice, beans, it makes sense. Now, when it comes to rice, my take on rice is that you need different types of rice whenever you're doing your shopping. And more so even because at the end of the day, you'll have different types of flavor profiles. Now, starting with the brown rice. Now, brown rice is probably it's actually the healthiest type of rice. It's known as brown rice because it's actually brown in color, but more so is also because it's not being processed. Now, rice, as its processing of rice starts from this stage. I mean, it has the husks, and then it's from the when it's harvested. Now, it can either be left as a brown rice like this, which has most of the nutrients, and it's healthier. And now it takes a little bit longer to cook, but to be honest, I've actually done a video on how to cook brown rice. I have it on a course on zidi.com. I can share a link on that, but I'll also do some few videos when I'm cooking brown rice, and I'll show you how to cook it. But for me, I would say it takes about this, the same procedure as cooking white rice. My take on how to cook brown rice is 1 cup water for 2 cups. No, 1 cup rice for 2 cups water. And it will take about 35 to 40 minutes for it to cook. But today is not about the cooking, it's about the type of rice. So this is healthy. It's the most recommended if you're looking for a healthy option. It has roughage, our fiber, and it's healthy. You can read more about brown rice and you see. But like I said, for cooking, 1 cup rice, 2 cups water. Now, I also have parboiled rice. Now, the grain for this is a basmati parboiled rice. Now, parboiled rice looks clean, and as the name suggests, it's parboiled. It's actually a blend of brown rice and white rice. Now, this is processed at a very minimal level, and then now with parboiled, when I was reading up how it's made, it's more or less like brown rice because it still has the husk on it, only that it is like steamed on a very high temperature, and then the husk, or some of the husk, not all of it like the brown rice, is left on the rice, and it sticks to the white rice. I mean, to the rice, it sticks to the husk, to the grain of the rice, whereby it can't be milled. When it's milled, the husk is removed and you're left with the brown rice. Now this one has some fiber in it, and it's, I would say, that's why I'm saying it's an in-between between brown and white rice. It's also healthy. It has a different texture. Cooking time, I would say it almost cooks almost the same time as the white rice, but the most important thing about parboiled rice is that it will never mash. You will literally take a very long, if you cook it, let's say if you cook it, rice cooks for me about 12 minutes. And this one, even if you cook it for 20 minutes, it will still not mash like, you know, what is usually the case with white rice. Again, I'll be doing more recipes while I'm cooking the parboiled rice. So future recipes, just like I said, subscribe and you'll be notified whenever I have a new recipe out. I don't have any on the brown rice or parboiled rice on my channel, but I have some on a ZD platform, which is an online course that I have on how to cook healthy meals. But that is parboiled rice. Now, what else about parboiled rice? Now, when it comes to any of these rices, whether it's white, it starts from brown. Depending on the miller, they can also go to parboiled. But most of our rice, especially most popular rice that we have, is white rice. Now, I have a basmati rice. Now, for the basmati rice here, this one, even by the look of it, it's longer. It's cleaner. It doesn't have a lot of starch compared to the Pishori rice. And it's different. Now, when it comes to rice, to be honest, there is no one. It depends on where it's coming from, which region it's. Let's say you're watching me from Asia. Now in Asia we have the different types of these Vietnamese rice. They have Thai rice. They have jasmine rice. I think I meant to say jasmine rice. It depends on the region where it's grown. Like basmati is grown from India and Pakistan. Any other rice that you find that it says anything like that, like I'm in Kenya and no rice in Kenya is basmati. They all imports from either India or Pakistan. So, but whatever is actually Kenyan, and I think we were all grew up having, is the Pishori rice. Now, Pishori rice is unique to Kenya because it comes from a certain region in Kenya that it's the only region that can give you that exact, it does, you know, the rice will grow and it gives the exact characteristics of this rice. And like I said earlier, I've been doing a series of videos using this Mary's Gold rice, and I've even been describing how tasty it is. Now, when it comes to flavor, that's the other thing that I needed to talk about, is every rice has its own unique flavor. Again, Pishori, I don't think there's anywhere else in the world that can produce Pishori rice like we have it here. It's a short-grained rice. It's not as long as the basmati. It's a little bit more starchy than, even by the color, you can't tell from this, but this is more white than this, and it's more starchy. But when it comes to the flavor, the aroma, you can actually smell it. And when you compare it to the basmati, now basmati has its own aroma and flavor, and when you cook it, that's probably when it will come out best. So that's its own unique characteristic. Now for the parboiled, it doesn't have much flavor when you're smelling it, but when you cook it, now when you'll actually taste the flavor. And the other thing about parboiled rice is, or even brown rice, let's talk about brown rice. Now this brown rice is from Pishori. Now even you can tell when you're buying it that the grains are similar to the white Pishori rice. And what this means is that this rice will actually be as tasty as the Pishori rice. Now it's healthier, but it's tastier. Now we have many different types of rices, and some are literally flavorless. And even if you get it in brown rice, yes, it's healthy, but it will not be as flavorful as you probably expect when you're buying either a Pishori rice or a premium basmati rice. So again, check your pack. Like when I was buying this, I actually looked and it was Pishori as opposed to basmati, because even I know basmati has different types of, I would say, grades of rice in terms of flavor. The same way we have, like in Kenya, we have one that is called Sindano, or which is not as flavorful as the Pishori. Now, what else do you need? Now, when it comes to buying, if you ask me, my honest opinion is that buy all of them, have them in your house, because, and even if I add, let's say, the jasmine rice, which also has a totally different flavor, it's really flavorful, and it's really expensive here. So it's usually for special occasions. But I would say have all these different types of rice, 1, 2, 3, 4 types of rice in your kitchen, because there's time. Let's say you are rice, you eat rice, you enjoy your rice, and you take it a lot of times. There's a time when you'll actually enjoy, when you nail how to cook the brown rice, you'll enjoy it. It's a little bit crunchy, and that's the way it's supposed to be, because remember, it has a husk, and what basically the husk is basically like a coating on the grain of white rice, and it prevents, how rice cooks is that water gets into the grain of rice, and it makes it expand. Now with the brown rice, it has a coating on the outer, like an outer shell, that prevents and that's why it takes longer to cook, because the shell on the brown rice prevents the water to penetrate into the grain of rice, to cook it, to make it expand and to become thick and fluffy. And that's why it takes longer time. But by 30, 40 minutes, it starts penetrating. But when it comes to flavor and nutritional value, this is top notch, and you'll enjoy that flavor. When it comes to parboiled rice, there are some dishes that you're cooking that you'll want to use this, and you'll also experience a different flavor, because it's like I said, it's in between brown and white. When it comes to basmati, it's perfect, especially when the grains are elongated, and usually because it has less starch, especially compared to the Pishori rice, the rice will come out as one grain, which is what a lot of people aim to get. But you can also overcook, so you also have to be careful how you're cooking, because overcooking rice is very easy, except for the parboiled rice, and to a certain extent the brown rice. Now when it comes to Pishori, because it's short grain, it has starch, even when you clean it, it will still emit a lot of white starch. It can easily become mushy, and not so pleasant. But again, I have a way of how to cook rice. I have put it on my Facebook page, and I also think I have a video on that on my YouTube channel. So browse through check through all the rest of the videos that I've done, and you'll get to see how to cook white rice. And I'll also check, I'm not sure, to be honest, it's a long time since, I can't remember if I've actually done the cooking of the rice, and if I have not, I'll actually do one and show you how to cook rice. And that video that I will do, if I already have it, will apply to most white rice. Now we also have other rices, which I don't have here, like sushi rice, which is extra starch, is short grain, and it's meant for sushi. Again, it's usually mostly in Japan, and it's a different type of rice. If you're cooking in a rice cooker, you should follow the instructions on, put the level of water and the level of rice, and you'll get it right all the time. But if you're cooking in a pot, like I said, if you check on my videos, if I already don't have one, I've also checked, and if I don't have one, I'll put one up on how to cook. But yeah, that's it. I think I've talked about most of the key points that I wanted to share with you today. Again, this is it's not about the cooking, it's about how do you choose. And what I was saying earlier is that you need all these different types of rice, because each time when you eat, let's say you eat a stew with white rice, the Pishori, and of course you want one that has the proper Pishori flavor. The Mary's Gold is the one that I've identified that has that flavor right now here in Kenya. We have other pishori rice, and there's several that have been there for a long time, but when you taste it, and I've been cooking them, I've been buying them, but they are not as flavorful as I want them to be, as we remember them. But now, especially now, there's so many types to choose from, but it's up to you. Basmati there's different types of brands, but look either for the premium one or anyone that is written Basmati, but you can also experiment. Different brands have different flavors, and sometimes, to be honest, you have to literally experiment, like I have with this one, and I've identified right now is the one that has the best pishori flavor. But whichever brand you choose, I would say again, it's good to have, like I've chosen the 4 main types: brown rice, a parboiled rice, a basmati rice, and starchy variety of rice. Like in this case, it's pishori. So some have written aromatic. Some people, when they're packaging these rices, they just do that. They're not necessarily aromatic. If you're not sure about it, buy the one that you feel is the one that suits you, and then try it. And if you get it, stick to it. Now I'm about to sign out. This was, again, I think, I don't know how long this video has been going on, but I'm actually doing this video by myself. I usually do it as a recording. Now I'm using my phone. It's social distancing. It's March 2020. This is the time we'll remember, all of us in the world, on how everything changed because of this one disease. And I hope you're keeping safe. So again, I'm doing this by myself. This is the first time I'm doing this, and I hope I'll be doing, if this one works out well, I'll be doing more of these YouTube live videos, and I hope you've learned something. I'm your host, Chef Raphael. Remember, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button, and spread the word. If it's your first time watching me, spread the word. Go to my go to my Facebook page. I have so many different types of recipes that you can follow as a picture format. Also on Instagram and Twitter as Chef Raphael. And until next time, I'm signing out. Goodbye.